Yo, what up, guys? It's your boy T Devils Blazing Sports coming to you live. Took a few minutes away from work, guys, to give you this work. I got to talk about it, man. I got to get right into it, straight to cooking. Salute to everybody coming to the chat. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, man. The channel is growing, and that is a direct effect from you. Thank you, guys. Please keep subscribing to the channel, become part of the fire, keep the blaze going. Guys, listen. Um, let's talk about this fight. Wilder versus Fury 3. To me, these guys were damn near polar opposite. It was like they were the yin and yang for each other. Fury, great boxer. Wilder, great power. It was like Sub Zero fighting Scorpion in so many words, right? They was like meant to combat each other. Guys, as I was getting ready to go through this full breakdown on what happened in the fight, why, Wilder lost and all these different things. Guys, did you know? Maybe some of you guys didn't know, because I didn't know that Malik Scott released that Deontay Wilder, he came from the hospital. Do you realize that Deontay Wilder fought this fight? Maybe a majority of this fight with a broken hand? Wilder is going to get shitted on by so many people. They're going to call him a bum. They're going to say he can't fight. They're going to say so many negative things about him, even though this fight that they saw, everybody would consider epic. There has been even George Foreman went to YouTube to say this is one for the ages. And in order to get a fight for the ages, you have to have two fighters putting up an effort to make it a fight for the ages. Salute to Montesola. What's up, champ? Jay Wavy, what's up, champ? What is it? Bolo? I'm not sure what it is. Guys, he says, Wilder deserves criticism for being a sore loser and making excuses. Listen, bro. Wilder, in my opinion, for giving you guys a show that you would have never seen. There is nobody, I don't believe, in the heavyweight division that would have gave you that much drama. And Deontay Wilder gave you that drama with a broken hand. When I was calling this fight and I was saying, oh, looks like Wilder is losing power with the right hand because he's tired. Listen, I see now he really wasn't just losing power with the right hand because he's tired. Wilder had a broke hand, and he knew every time Wilder threw his hand. Guys, do you know what kind of pain he must have been going through to continue fighting and trying to disguise having a broken hand? He fought for 11 rounds, threw punches back, fought on the back foot, took a lot of shots. Wilder took more shots that probably would have put a mule down. The amount of shots that Wilder took, I don't think most men would have survived it. I'm just being honest. Guys, listen, this was an epic fight. And for me personally, my fighter was not on the winning side. And that's just, part of it. A lot of times my fighters were on the winning side and I was on the glory side of celebrating. This time, my fighter wasn't on the winning side, and that was Deontay Wilder. But guys, listen, like I said, I came here, I had notes on what I was going to break down or what Wilder, didn't do and what he should have done. And listen, and everything I can break down, it all does stand true, at least from my perspective. But guys, for this man to go out there to fight for 11 rounds with a broken hand, for many people didn't know it. Even when Andre Ward, I think a few of them kind of suspected for a minute because he kept kind of grabbing his right hand and adjusting it. Manny, what's up, Manny? Listen, bro, Deontay Wilder fought this fight with a broken hand. To me, that is respect. And let's talk about I'll get back to the beginning, but let's go to the end, and I'll go back to the beginning. At the end of this fight, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury came over, and Deontay Wilder didn't shake his hand. Um, Here's my thoughts on that. In a realistic, in a I guess a great fantasy world, when two men combat like baseball and stuff like that and football, you come together and you shake hands. But sometimes when it is so real between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, in their first fight, it was made up. There was no real animosity. There was faking it. It was just trying to. The third fight, this was pure dislike for each other. And even it didn't even matter if Deontay Wilder would have won this match. It still wouldn't have made him like Tyson Fury. And Tyson Fury would not have liked Deontay Wilder. I think Wilder, first of all, he had just got knocked out. We don't even know where his head was at that time. A lot of time when people get knocked out, they are told to not even do an interview because they are concussed. I really believe that he probably just needed a moment to get his mind together. The guy got knocked out. He was on a stool. He took a combination that made me just damn near want to close my eyes. He got hit with a 6 or 7 punch combination that included uppercuts, hooks, and overhand rights and chopping shots. Flush, straight flush. It was brutal for me to watch, right? And he's in the corner. He's trying to get himself together, and then Fury comes over. And to be honest, he don't even know Fury coming over there, and that's probably was his first response. Then once he got himself together, he put something out. I don't even know if it was Instagram or Twitter, but he put something out and said, "Listen, man, I don't know what went wrong. Fury came in there bigger to do what he gonna do, and it worked, and he won, and that's pretty much it." With a Magic Man and Fury show, huge, huge, huge heart too. Yeah, he did, bro. Listen, both guys did. Um, he said Wilder broke a knuckle, bro. When you're in boxing, a knuckle is what you punch with, right? That's the key thing you punch with. All right, so let's go over what I thought in round one. Uh, Wilder came out, I thought pretty good. I thought the one thing I liked about Deontay Wilder is that he did not back up, and I like that, right? I liked he did not back up. I would have liked a little bit more head movement, and I like the jab, right? He kept jabbing to the body, but to be honest, I wanted him to mix it up. Um, he had a lot of success, right? I mean, he was body, 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 right, left to the body. He done it so much that even in my live show, I was like, um, he's going to get countered because investing that much to the body, you're going to either get countered with a right hand. I would have the right hand, but Tyson Fury started throwing a left hook. Um, and guys, even though Deontay Wilder won the first round, in my opinion, he used a lot of energy trying to reach Fury, right? Fury conserved a lot of energy in that first round. Wilder was hit. Listen, even when Fury was jumping back, Wilder was still making contact with his body. Wilder had his body kind of bruised up for a moment. Fury didn't burn no energy. Wilder exerted a lot of energy to win that round, and Fury hit him with two big shots at the end. And that big shot, the big right hand at the end, and the one shot that Fury kept throwing all night was that right hook. And the reason he kept throwing that right hook all night is because that was a side that he hurt Deontay Wilder in the second fight, and he landed that big shot in the first round. Um, so I would say some good. I like the energy. Good job to the body. Good right hand. But what was missing for me in this fight, I'm not talking about the outside the broke hand, which to be honest, to me, that makes Worrior, I mean, that makes Wilder, to me, one of the greatest warriors to me to ever live. That's just my opinion. Listen, the man lost. And I'm gonna get to it. He lost. He needs a drastic improvement in defense. He took a lot of shots, but the man fought and fought and fought and fought and went out on his shield with a broken hand. And he kept throwing a broken hand. And we didn't find out that it was broken until today. And it's a knuckle. And it's what you punch with. So, but one thing that I would have liked to see from Deontay Wilder um, is I want to see more of what he done in shadow boxing. See, in shadow boxing, not shadow boxing and hitting the mitts. To be honest, see, a lot of people just do it on hidden mitts. You got to do that in real life. Just do it, right? Um, man, it Wilder a lot of times. I think he was trying to force the shots. The game plan, in my opinion, was invest in the body. Go to the body, go to the body, go to the body, and then come upstairs. And he done it very early in the first round. Deontay Wilder came out, jab to the body, jab to the body, jab to the body, jab to the body, right hand to the body, right hand to the body, jab to the body, jab to the body. And then he try to come upstairs with a big right or 1-2 upstairs. Um, but like I said, if me and I get it, Wilder want to catch his ass cold. But sometimes it's hard because Fury is so elusive that it's hard catching that big shot early. Sometimes you might have to lure him asleep a little bit or allow Fury to get some confidence. Like when Fury dropped Wilder in the third round, Fury has confidence, and that same confidence is what got Fury dropped in the fourth round. But listen, we'll get there. So Wilder did a good job going to the body and then trying to come upstairs. Um, I think he should have feinted more. See, if you guys never really done boxing much, or maybe you have, if he would have fainted and moving in, fainting makes your opponent reveal what they're going to do. It makes them move. It makes them slip. It makes them move, and you haven't even threw a real punch yet. The real punch you have cocked waiting while you're closing ground doing your feinting. And while you're doing this, you are on high alert just in case the guy do it through a punch and you can move and throw your own. I wish Wilder would have feinted more head movement. And one thing I did not like is that he started the fight with his hands, not by his chin. That's one thing I didn't like. Wilder can fight with Ruiz. He has a lot of options, man. I think Wilder and AJ is 60-40, and Wilder favorite still is. Listen, bro. In my opinion, the only person that can push Wilder, and can beat Wilder is Tyson Fury, and that's just my opinion. Um, that's just my opinion, guys. Even in this fight right here, with Wilder having, if you just now joining, Wilder had a broke hand. If Wilder did not have a broke hand, we don't know how to fight. No, listen, a lot of ifs. We got it. Woulda, coulda. We get it, right? But for me, for this man to fight this fight, what Imagine Man said, it's not easy to close the distance against Fury, but Wilder did a great job on that. Listen, he did a pretty good job at times. He abandoned it at times, but bro, I'm telling you, as a boxer, as a coach, feinting closes distance. Feinting closes distance. And if you are a boxer and you catch this right here, feinting closes distance because it makes your opponent either they're going to move, they're going to punch, they're going to reveal something, and it's going to allow you to close distance. Either you're going to feint and they're going to punch and you're going to slip your way in, or you're going to feint and they're going to slip, and now you're going to see where their head really is, and that's where you're going to throw your punch at. I'm telling you, bro, listen, bro, I am a boxer. When I say I'm a boxer, not that I put on gloves. Look, I am a thinker. My style, if I had to compare closer to Wilder and Fury, it'd be probably more like Fury, because I'm more of a boxer. Outthink you, try to punish you, combinations, trick you, feint to get close, soak around, But like I said, man, I don't want to see the Wilder feint a little bit more. I want to see him start the fight with his hands high, right? I'd love to see that. Now, first round, Deontay Wilder, right? Nobody can lie. There was a Deontay Wilder round. This fight started out great, right? For everybody. Why did it start out great? Because it was not like the second fight, which means we didn't know what was going to happen. Everybody was going to win. Second round, still a good round. I liked it. Third round, right? I going off from memory, I thought it was a good round for Wilder. And now here come Fury, right? With that shot that I think it was maybe a right hook, boom, right? In the sweet spot that he hurt him in. So for me as a Wilder fan, it's like a mouth drop, heart drop, the oh no, right? Deja vu. And I can see Wilder getting up. Wilder's pissed as a mother effer. And I'm like, man, I'm personally looking at the clock. Like, does and my thing is, does Fury has enough time to try to finish him? Can Wilder get out of it? Can Wilder, you know what I'm saying? So my thing is, as a Wilder fan, I want Wilder to be able to survive to try to, regroup for the next round. Wilder gets out of it, next round comes. Fury going for the KO, and Fury pushes in on Wilder. Now, a lot of people don't get it, right? Some people say that, oh, Wilder hit him with the right hand. He didn't even get a chance to really fully extend. Guys, he caught Fury the best way you can catch Fury. Fury ran into the right hand. That made the right hand that much more devastating. He ran into it. And, man, Wilder cracked that man on his head. Bow! Down goes Fury. And like I said in my last video, this fight gave us everything that these fighters talked about. Everything. Fury said, you can't keep me down. Wilder wanted to go out on the ship. Wilder talked about the right hand putting you down. Like this fight gave us everything. Everything. But we just didn't realize that Deontay Wilder did a majority of this for the broke hand. And even though people see this fight as epic, they want to put Wilder down. That, to me, that's crazy. They want to put him down for fighting a fight until he got knocked out, and he finished it with a broke hand. And he kept throwing that hand, knowing he didn't have the power, knowing he couldn't make a tight fist and throw it with nearly the force that he did at first, like he did in the fourth round. And guys, I would not put it past that Wilder broke his hand when he dropped Fury and when he hit him in the top of the head in that fourth round. Guys, the forehead is one of the hardest parts of the body. And if Deontay Wilder punched him in the forehead, if I had to pinpoint it, I would say that's when he broke his knuckle. I would say that's when he broke his knuckle. He punched this man with a part of the body that is used to knock out other people. That's why people headbutt with this part. I would imagine, man, I hope he does have some fight left in him, but after a beating like that and having a broken hand really damages fighter. 11-27 minus solo, I agree with you. Listen, bro, of course I think Deontay Wilder has fighting him. Listen, Dylan White got knocked out crazy by Anthony Joshua. Then he got knocked out crazy by Povetkin. And listen, he's back in the runnings and he's fighting Otto Wallin, right? Anthony Joshua got beat, damn near quit by Andy Ruiz. Just got outboxed by Usyk. Guys, it happens. It happens. What Wilder do from here is really up to Deontay Wilder. He just fought the best heavyweight. You just had a guy who pretty much disarmed himself when he broke his right hand. So Wilder broke his right hand, most likely in the fourth round when he dropped Tyson Fury. Took away his best weapon. Tried not to show that he had a broke hand, and still try to fight with the better boxer, the bigger boxer, for what is it? 7 more rounds, and still was able to hurt Tyson Fury throughout some of those fights where we thought Tyson Fury was going to get Wilder, and then Wilder hit this man with an uppercut with the same broke hand. Guys, I'm telling you, um, Wilder lost that fight. There's no doubt about it. He lost. But there ain't many people that will go out there and do what he did. First of all, he came out in the first round and showed you that he wanted to win. He tried to show you that he learned something new. He tried to show you that he really wanted to get this fight and beat Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury showed you that he had heart too, because when Tyson Fury got dropped by Deontay Wilder, you can think he was thinking, holy shit, I'm down here again. He gets up. Wilder coming at him like a madman, swinging for the fences. Drops him again. Now, this is where people talk about there was a long count. I watched it. I do agree that the count was a little bit long, um, you know, but not sure, if I'm not going to harp on it, to be honest. Now, as a Wilder fan, of course, I would have been like, count straight, count to 10 straight. If he's not completely on his feet, stop the fight. Wilder wins. Of course, that's what I want. You know what I'm saying? But as a Fury fan, you guys probably want your fighter to have an opportunity to compete. The count was a little bit long. I think even Andre Ward thought the count was a little bit long, but the referee did what he did. He counted to like 4 or 5. Then he went and addressed Deontay Wilder for whatever reason. Then he came back with the same count number that he left off on. But, listen, the fight continued. They fought. And Wilder, went out on his shield. And guys, this was an emotional fight. This fight wasn't just epic because it was a good fight. It was epic because this fight told a story. This fight was emotional. This fight, for both fighters, they wanted it. And for anybody to say Deontay Wilder didn't want this fight, that's crap. Listen, Wilder has, in my opinion, he definitely has some things to work on, like defense. One, you don't go straight backwards. One thing I thought Wilder was doing wrong was when he was fighting Tyson Fury, he was pulling straight back with his hands down, with his head up. That is very bad, man. Pulling straight back, going straight backwards, circling to your left when you should be circling to your right. I mean, it's just some things that you gotta practice over and over and over and over. What we got here? He said, I agree with you, Montesolo to Montesolo. Both of these guys didn't take a beating like that and broke his hand for like the third time, and the shit can't hurt a fighter career. What round do you think it was? Wilder broke his hand. I still thought he was dangerous to the end. I thought he broke it. If I had to pinpoint it, I would say the fourth round when he hit Fury in his forehead. That's me. I think when he hit him in his head with his forehead. That's what I think. Champions normally get a slower count, but he was up in 10 seconds on the round clock anyway. Let me get out, guys. I snuck away for this. But like I said, man, I'm not gonna really harp on it. Maybe this is a referee that was, maybe he was like, listen, man, if these guys talking about going out on their shield, then I'm gonna let these listen. Because even with Deontay Wilder, some people thought the fight could have been stopped a little bit early before Wilder actually got knocked out. But the referee allowed it to go until Wilder was, pretty much knocked. Well, it was a very vicious knockdown, and Wilder was still trying to get up. That is the dog in Wilder. But Wilder can come back, man. Like I said, he got 2 losses, yes. But it's 2 losses to the same guy. He didn't lose to 2 different guys in 2 different rankings. Tyson Fury is just better at this point. He's a little bit better than Wilder. And unfortunately for Wilder, he broke his hand, right? We don't listen. If he didn't break his hand, we don't know what would have happened. Wilder had a shot throughout this whole fight. He was hurting Tyson Fury throughout this whole fight, even when he was guys. See, like I said, man. Let me step out because I know I gotta go in soon. If some of you guys are not a fighter, You have no idea when you are exhausted and you are tired and your shoulders hurt from holding your hands up. So you drop them. You can't catch your breath because you're tired. So you hold your head higher to try to breathe easier. When you are at that level, and guys, I've been there. I don't know if I've been to where Wilder was, but I've been to a point to where I don't know if I could finish the round. I was that exhausted. And you got somebody in there that's not tired, that is scary. And Wilder never tried to find a way out. He kept fighting, he kept punching, he kept trying to buy time, but backing up. You know, he should have been circling better, but he resorted to what he knew. Try to back up, try to extend, time in between exchanges. Try to still be dangerous because even when he was tired, he thought he had nothing left. He would throw that big bomb, and every time he threw that big bomb, and when he missed it, it took more energy out of him. Even when he was running on fumes and he throw that big bomb and he missed it, it took more out of him. And he kept fighting, and he kept fighting, and he kept fighting. And then you get the knockout that you wanted. This fight with Fury, like the trilogy, listen, it's over. Me, I'm still a Wilder fan. I still, want to see him continue. If you are a boxing fan, you want to see him continue. If you're a boxing fan, you should stop wanting to see somebody canceled after one fight. Just like I said with Josh, when people saying Joshua should retire, I'm saying it's stupid. That is stupid. So you telling me that you wanted to only be one fighter and then it's over, right? You wanted to, Joshua lost, so he retired. Wilder lost, he retired. You want the whole heavyweight division just once they get lost, just retire, and then the sport is done. Listen, no, man. Take a rule book from the UFC. They can have somebody with 19 wins, 12 knockouts, and 8 losses, and they will make you think that guy is the best fighter in the world. But you take a man who has 2 losses to the same guy. Now, the one thing that you can say is, okay, he cannot beat that guy. Then, okay, I can't argue with you. But for you to say this man should retire, I don't get that. So what, he got a broken hand? In UFC, they have more worse than that. Sometimes people have broken eye sockets. Right? Fury pushed down on Wilder. That's why Wilder took a knee a couple times. Good thinking. Yeah, he did. Champion, listen, bro. Let me get out of here because I want to come back and do a video later if I can, but I want to sneak away for this real quick. Guys, listen, man. Wilder he should get nothing but respect for this. And I get it. If you guys don't understand why he didn't greet Fury at the end, it's because this isn't it's not a baseball game. It's not a football game. And you're not just competing to see who has the highest score to win the game. This was a knockout game. The man just got knocked out. The man probably wasn't even thinking right. But yet we're going to hold this man who just got knocked out, who clearly has a concussion. We're going to hold him full accountable for not thinking right in the moments he just got knocked out. Come on, guys. I think that's pretty mean. I think it's pretty evil. Let the man have a little time. If you have a little time, then let's see what he put out there for the public regarding his fight. But you cannot hold him. A lot of times, they don't even let fighters get knocked out even do an interview. When they get knocked out like that, don't even allow them to do an interview because sometimes when you got a concussion, you don't even know what you're saying because your mind blanks in and out. But yet we're going to hold Deontay Wilder because you know what that's called? It's called hatred. It's called because you still dislike that fighter. You're so happy that he got what he got to him that you still want to find a way to dislike this man. Listen, guys, just praise that Deontay Wilder has given you some of the best memories in boxing. Almost every fight that Deontay Wilder has had that you have seen has given you some of the best boxing memories, knockouts, and fights that you have seen in boxing. And with Tyson Fury, the best fights you have seen from Tyson Fury, I would say 99% of them involve Deontay Wilder. So instead of hating the man, think that the man that he actually exists. Think that he came into the sport. He started late. Yes, he's not that polished, but he gave you his all, and he gave you his all that night, and he did it all with a broken hand. Salute to Deontay Wilder. Get well, champ. Get well. Renan Smith, salute, champ.